All right, good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday.
Good morning.
Chilly day here, like 50 here this morning.
It's very nice.
Looking back at some of our other polls from years ago, and one year it was nearly 80, and one year it was about 65. So
Yeah.
you never know what you're going to get on this day.
It's
In 40 years.
Kentucky. You never know what you're going to get from breakfast to lunch.
Yeah. All right, today, religious leaders bribe the guards. Matthew chapter 28, starting at verse 11. As the women were on their way, some of the guards went into the city and told the leading priest what had happened. A meeting with the elders was called, and they decided to give the soldiers a large bribe. They told the soldiers, "You must say, Jesus' disciples came during the night while we were sleeping, and they stole his body. If the governor hears about it, we will stand up for you so you won't get into trouble." So the guards accepted the bribe and said what they were told to say. Their story spread widely among the Jews, and they still tell it today. Now the commentary. Jesus' resurrection was already causing a great stir in Jerusalem. A group of women was moving quickly through the streets looking for the disciples to tell them the amazing news that Jesus was alive. At the same time, a group of religious leaders was plotting how to cover up the resurrection. Today, there is still a great stir over the resurrection, and there are still only two choices: to believe that Jesus rose from the dead, or to be closed to the truth, to denying it, ignoring it, or trying to explain it away.
And they continue to do so.
Yeah, it's a matter of faith.
Yeah.
Either you believe it or you don't.
Yeah.
There's really no two ways about it.
That's very true.
So, so they knew that it was true, but
they didn't want anybody else to know it was true.
right, because it was bad for them.
Right.
So then they bribed people to. Well, they had to bribe people to convict them too.
Right.
They paid a bunch of, or I don't know if they specifically, I don't remember now, if they specifically paid people to say something, or they just found volunteers to say something. And I'm sure.
I think because they couldn't find any witnesses that could.
Well, they were having a hard time because everybody was contradicting themselves,
right.
And so it's just a huge mess. And the religious leaders of that day, they were meant to point the way to God, and when God shows up, they point everybody away from Him.
Right, because it made them look bad.
Yeah.
It went against what they were making money doing, basically. Yeah. That's how they made their money, and it went against it.
Yeah. Not unlike even Christian churches today. Sometimes they run around and, try to bypass the truth on things, and, give me more money. If you give me more money, God will give you more money.
And there's a lot of people in church, churches are made up of people, but they're more interested in the rituals than they are the relationship.
Right.
And God is more interested in the relationship. He cares nothing about the ritual if your heart ain't in it. Yeah. So, you got to keep that in mind, do some self-reflecting. And I'm talking to myself too. You have to self-reflect and self-monitor, having your heart in it. Because if you're just going through the motions, it's useless.
Yep. Okay. Hope everybody has a glorious day, and we'll talk to you later.